Imagine a skinny teenager with a baby face, playing in small high school gyms, barely catching the eye of college scouts. He didn't have the physique of a dominant athlete, nor the raw explosiveness that made recruiters salivate. Coaches would glance over him, critics dismissed him, and analysts barely mentioned his name. His game didn't scream, "Future MVP." In fact, most experts thought he wouldn't even make it to the league. They said he was too small, too fragile, too weak, too limited. A long shot, both literally and metaphorically. He didn't come from a basketball powerhouse college. He didn't enter the league with the hype of a top draft pick. And when he did make it to the NBA, injuries plagued his early seasons, threatening to derail his career before it even started. But what they didn't see, what almost no one saw, was the fire inside him, the relentless work ethic, the obsessive perfectionism, the vision to change the very geometry of the game. Because that same overlooked kid, that boy with the baby face, would go on to become the most feared shooter the sport has ever known. He would defy the odds, rewrite the rules, and redefine what greatness looks like in modern basketball. This is not just the story of Stephen Curry. This is the story of resilience, of reinvention, of how one man, armed with belief, skill, and a shot that never stops falling, transformed himself, and in doing so, transformed the game of basketball forever. Stephen Curry didn't just break records. He didn't just capture the spotlight with dazzling performances or win championships that would go down in history. No, Stephen Curry did something far more profound. He shattered expectations. He single-handedly reinvented what it meant to be a point guard, pushing the boundaries of skill and strategy that were once deemed impossible for anyone in his position. His revolution didn't stop with his own individual feats. It rippled out across the entire basketball world, altering how the game is played at every level. From the gritty, underdog teams in high school gyms to the multi-million-dollar NBA franchises playing before packed global arenas. Curry's name is now synonymous with the deep three-pointer. The kind of shot that once had no place in the traditional playbook of basketball, but now echoes through every court in the world. Every time a player steps behind the arc, takes a deep breath, and lets it fly, there's a part of Curry's influence in that shot. It's not just the form or the mechanics that matter. It's the mindset, the belief that distance is no longer an obstacle, but an opportunity. The idea that any shot, no matter how far from the basket, is a high percentage play if you believe in it and perfect your craft. Curry made that possible. But here's the thing. Curry didn't rise to the top effortlessly. His journey was anything but linear. It was filled with doubts, both from others and from himself. It was a path where the odds were stacked against him at every turn. From the very beginning, critics had doubts. They questioned his size, his strength, and his ability to endure the rough and physical nature of the NBA. Even when he got to the league, his body was fragile, and injuries threatened to derail his future. But what they didn't realize, what they couldn't have known, was the resilience and determination that burned inside him. This is a story not just of triumph, but of faith, the unwavering belief in his own potential, even when the world around him didn't share that belief. It's a story of overcoming doubt, of pushing through adversity with relentless work and an unshakable commitment to self-improvement. It's a story of transformation. How a young player with a point guard skill set, who was told he was too small and too fragile for the NBA, became the most feared player in the game. In this video, we're going to take you on a journey through the fascinating evolution of Stephen Curry. From the overlooked high school prospect to the two-time NBA MVP, three-time NBA champion, and the man who redefined the art of shooting. We'll explore how he turned what was once considered a risky, low-percentage shot into one of the most reliable and deadly weapons in basketball. We'll dive into the mechanics of his game, the mental fortitude that powered his rise, and the ways in which he changed the geometry of the basketball court itself. The impact Curry had on the game isn't just about what he accomplished, but how he made us all rethink the possibilities of the sport. Get ready to understand the man who revolutionized basketball forever. Stephen Curry was born on March 14, 1988, in Akron, Ohio, the same hospital where LeBron James was born. He is the son of Del Curry, a respected NBA sharpshooter, and Sonia Curry, a former college volleyball star. Growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina, Stephen was always around the game. He watched his father's games, practiced during halftime, and fell in love with the rhythm of the court. But even with NBA blood, he wasn't seen as a surefire pro. Throughout his high school career, Curry was a standout, but not a superstar. He was thin, lacked explosive athleticism, and was often overlooked by major Division I programs. Big schools like Duke and North Carolina passed on him. He eventually landed at Davidson College, a small school with a modest basketball pedigree. It was at Davidson where Curry first made the world take notice. In his sophomore season, he led Davidson to the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament, dazzling crowds with his scoring ability, ball handling, and especially his three-point shooting. He became a March Madness sensation, drawing comparisons to NBA greats despite his small frame. By the time he declared for the NBA draft in 2009, Curry had cemented himself as a top prospect. But still doubts lingered. Could he survive the physicality of the league? Could he lead a team? Curry was selected 7th overall by the Golden State Warriors. The first few years were rocky. He battled ankle injuries, struggled with defense, and played for a franchise in chaos. Coaches came and went. The team lacked identity. Some questioned if he'd ever be more than a solid starter. But behind the scenes, Curry was working tirelessly. He rebuilt his body, strengthened his ankles, and honed his already elite shooting. More importantly, he never lost belief in his game. Everything changed in the 2014 to 2015 season. Under new coach Steve Kerr, the Warriors embraced a style of play built around spacing, ball movement, and, most of all, shooting. Curry was the engine. That season, he won his first MVP and led the Warriors to their first championship in 40 years. Curry wasn't just great. He was redefining the game. Pull-up threes from 30 feet, off-the-dribble bombs. Shots that were once considered reckless became smart plays when he took them. Kids everywhere started copying him. The NBA shifted. Teams began prioritizing shooting over size, spacing over strength. The Curry effect was real. Over the next few years, the Warriors became a dynasty. With Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green at the core, and later Kevin Durant, Golden State won 3 more championships. Curry added a second MVP award, this time unanimously, the first in NBA history. His stats were absurd, but even more important was how he made his teammates better. Curry's unselfishness, constant movement off the ball, and gravity on the court created space for everyone. He wasn't just a shooter, he was a system. His leadership, quiet but powerful, set the tone for the Warriors' culture. The 2019 to 2020 season was a turning point. With Durant gone and Thompson injured, the dynasty crumbled. Curry broke his hand and missed most of the season. The Warriors plummeted to the bottom of the standings. Critics wondered, was the run over? Curry came back with a vengeance. In 2021, he led the league in scoring at age 33, reminding everyone of his greatness. In 2022, he carried the Warriors to another championship, his 4th, and won his first Finals MVP, silencing any remaining doubts. Today, Stephen Curry is widely regarded as the greatest shooter in NBA history. He holds the all-time record for three-pointers and has transformed the sport at every level. But his impact goes beyond numbers. He's shown that skill can overcome size, that intelligence can beat athleticism, and that belief can conquer doubt. He's a global icon, a two-time MVP, a four-time champion, and a role model for millions. Stephen Curry's journey is proof that greatness comes in many forms. He wasn't the tallest, the fastest, or the strongest, but he was the most determined. In a world where size and athleticism often reign supreme, Curry showed the world that the true measure of greatness lies not in physical gifts, but in the relentless pursuit of excellence and the strength of the mind. He didn't conform to the conventional expectations of what an NBA player should be. Instead, he carved his own path, demonstrating that with passion, perseverance, and a belief in your own potential, anything is possible. Through every injury, every setback, every doubt, both from others and within himself, Curry remained steadfast. There were moments when his future seemed uncertain, when whispers of "he's too small," or "he won't survive in the NBA," echoed around him. Yet, he used those doubts as fuel, not allowing them to define him. Instead of changing to fit the mold of what others thought he should be, he reshaped the game itself. He didn't let obstacles stop him. He overcame them, turning them into stepping stones that propelled him to heights no one had expected. Stephen Curry's greatness isn't just in his accolades or the titles he's won. It's in the transformation he sparked in basketball. He didn't just master the game. He changed it. He redefined what it meant to be a point guard, showing that precision, vision, and shooting range could be just as valuable, if not more so, than raw athleticism or strength. He taught us that the game doesn't have to be played a certain way, and that being innovative is just as important as being talented. Through his evolution, Curry turned what was once considered an unlikely shot, the three-pointer, into a weapon that reshaped entire offensive strategies across the NBA. But his influence doesn't end with his basketball IQ or his on-court successes. Curry's impact extends far beyond the hardwood. He's become an icon for those who have ever been told they're not enough, not tall enough, not strong enough, not fast enough. His journey is a testament to the power of belief and the value of hard work, no matter where you start. His story inspires anyone who dares to dream, to break the mold, and to push beyond the limits that others set. And in doing so, he didn't just win, he changed basketball forever. The game will never be the same because of Stephen Curry. The three-point revolution he sparked has become a fundamental part of every team strategy, influencing how players train, how games are played, and how fans view the sport. But his legacy goes deeper than just basketball. It's about challenging the status quo, embracing individuality, and never giving up on your vision, no matter how impossible it may seem. Curry's story proves that greatness is not about being the biggest or the fastest. It's about staying true to who you are, even when the odds are against you. And that is why Stephen Curry is not only a great player, but a true legend of the game. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Stephen Curry's incredible journey and how he transformed the game of basketball, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring sports stories that go beyond the headlines. Every week, we explore the lives of athletes who have defied the odds, pushed their limits, and changed the course of history, just like Curry did. By hitting the bell icon, you'll never miss an episode and will be the first to hear about our latest content, filled with stories of perseverance, triumph, and greatness. But we want to hear from you too. Drop a comment below and share your favorite Stephen Curry moment. Whether it's an unforgettable game, a mind-blowing shot, or simply how his journey has inspired you. What about his story resonated with you the most? We'd love to celebrate his impact together and connect with fellow fans of the game. Let's keep the conversation going, and remember, greatness doesn't just belong to the few. It belongs to all of us who dare to dream and work relentlessly toward it. So, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's celebrate this incredible journey of transformation and triumph, both on and off the court. Thank you for being part of this community. And let's continue to draw inspiration from Stephen Curry as we chase greatness in our own lives.